Muslim cop could be free after his lawyer's shocking claim about white woman shot to death. Mystery and question have surrounded the Muslim cop in Minnesota who shot and killed a white woman on Sunday night. Officer Mohammed Nur has remained silent since then and out of the public eye, likely at the instruction of his lawyer, Tom Plunkett, who has his work cut out for him in preparing Nur's defense. It's now been 6 days since Justine Damond was killed outside her home, and her family and fiancé have been painstaking waiting for answers ever since. Rather than condolences and an apology, they just received the most insulting news they could when Plunkett came forward with the sickening claim about Justine that could eventually send his client free. The mainstream media seems to be more focused on protecting the cop who killed an innocent woman in her pajamas than they are about seeking justice for Justine. While Nur's lawyer was hired to defend him, he seems to have crossed the line even for his profession with the sickening suggestion about the victim to make his client look innocent in hopes of exonerating him. Now, he's asking for an independent autopsy to investigating the insulting assertion about Justine. For how pro-women the left claims to be, they sure seem to be doing a lot of victim blaming in this case, since they have more interest in protecting the one who pulled the trigger, considering the fact that he's Somali Muslim. Suggesting that Justine may not have been in her right mind at the time she heard a sexual assault in progress in the alleyway behind her house when she called the cops to report it. Plunkett wants the medical examiner to check her system for substances. The Daily Mail reports what Plunkett seems to think Justine was under the influence of. Tom Plunkett, who is representing Minnesota policeman Mohammed Nur, told CBS he would like a second lab to examine the results of the autopsy on the Australian woman because it would be nice to know if there were some Ambien in her system. Ambien is a sedative often prescribed to people who have difficulty sleeping. Mr. Plunkett also revealed that Nur has no plans to talk with investigators who are evaluating the incident. It comes after Minnesota Police Chief Janie Harta claimed Nur and his partner Matthew Harity should have activated their body cameras before answering Ms. Damond's 911 call. If Justine had been on sleeping medication, she would have likely not have been awoken by any noise in the alleyway, which was the reason for her call to police in the first place. These medications are sedatives, and it's difficult to wake someone up with force before the medications wears off, once they've been asleep on it. Further debunking this claim is that fact that the body cameras were not turned on. As standard protocol, police don't activate these devices when there doesn't seem to be any reason for a threat or escalated situation. If there wasn't enough reason to turn the body cameras on, there certainly wasn't provocation for the police officer to shoot the civilian. The Daily Mail continued in the report with one of the few people unafraid to side with Justine and her family, as opposed to the officer who shot her. Chief Harta made the statement in her first public appearance since the tragedy in suburban Fulton on Saturday. The fatal shooting of Ms. Damond, 40, who had called 911 to report a sexual assault occurring in the alley behind her home, should not have happened, Chief Harta told the press conference on Thursday. I believe the actions in question go against who we are as a department, how we train, and the expectations we have for our officers. These were the actions and judgment of one individual, she said, referring to policeman Mohammed Nur, who shot Ms. Damond in her stomach. It's up to Nur's lawyer to try to prove that his client is innocent by placing blame on anything and everyone else other than him. Regardless of whether this was an accident or not, Nur has to take personal responsibility for not following proper protocol of engaging a civilian with deadly force. He didn't wait to determine the threat, he unholstered his gun and reached across his partner, and shot an unarmed woman who didn't pose an obvious danger. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe Breaking News 365 channel. Goodbye and see you again.